everyone, welcome back to a new video. So basically in today's video, I thought of talking about facing our fears. So sit back and listen while I share my personal experience, how I overcame them, and also how you can overcome your fears. Okay, so first of all, there's no literal person or a human being on this earth that do not have fears. Now, we all might have been in a situation where we would have judged people based on their appearance. We would have judged because a person is appearing so confident in the public. We would have assumed that they are not scared of anything. They do not have fears. They just seem so confident. They just seem so brave. But what if I tell you that you may be assuming these people wrongly? What if I tell you that this person you're assuming as very confident, as very bold, may have fears bottled inside them, or maybe they had just overcome them, or maybe they're not just revealing them out, which is good for a reason, and I'll tell you why a bit later. Now, fears are common among people. It's not something that you should feel embarrassed about, even if other people make fun of it. And also, according to research, fear is actually an evolutionary survival tactic that is hardwired in our brain. So it's like an instinctual response to a threat stimulus, such as the sight of a predator. So the fact is, you can't escape from your fears because one day you have to overcome them. So don't be in a mindset, don't set your mindset as you can constantly escape from your fears, which means technically you are having a mindset that you can escape from reality. No, you can't do that. You can never escape from your reality. You have to battle against your fears. You have to battle against them if you want to move to the next level of your life. Without conquering your fears, you have to just stay inside the comfort zone. And like I told you, like in my previous videos, life begins when you step outside the comfort zone. Life is not a comfort zone. If the comfort zone is actually a fantasy world that you create for yourself, it is like in this place you have everything you want, you are having the best time of your life, but that's literally a mere trap. It's literally a mere vision that you have created in your own head, in your own mind. So what I'm telling is, you have to deal with your fears. You have to take risks, but that only can happen if you step outside the comfort zone. Now, if I have to share my own personal experience, I've had this glossophobia, aka fear to speak in public. And for your information, this was so hard for me to overcome since I am an introvert as well. So this incident happened back in 2015 or 2014, something like that, I guess. I must have been 7 years old. So at that time, my school had an annual prize giving day coming, and one of the teachers selected me to give the vote of thanks. Also, at that time, I didn't understand how much of a great opportunity I was being offered, because usually the school management doesn't let the children of the primary grades do the talking on stage because they fear they'd mess it up. And to this day, I can still remember the dramatic scene that went in my house when I went and told my parents about this huge opportunity. I told them in a mindset like, I couldn't do this, I can't do this, I'm so scared, I'm so nervous. So in the first two instances, my parents spoke to me in a reassuring way, kindly comforting me that this is normal between kids. But when I was stubborn on my decision, they were just screaming their ears off, and they were telling me how much of a big opportunity I am going to let go if I decline this offer. And they also told me that declining this offer means you are disrespecting yourself. You have been offered this opportunity because they have like your talent is known by the school management. They have respected your skill to speak. They have respected your talent, and that is why they have offered you this opportunity. So if you are refusing this offer, that means you are disrespecting your talent. You don't know how much worth you are. So even I was stubborn with my decision. I had to accept this offer because my parents were forcing me to. And note that I also had another phobia where though I memorized something so perfectly, like 100% fluency, I know each and every line so perfectly well, the night before I go and tell something in front of the mirror, before I just do a rehearsal right in front of the mirror by speaking. So the night before my actual performance, the night before before I go and just you get it right, the rehearsal, I tell it in front of a mirror 100% fluently. I don't skip a line, I don't miss a line, I don't forget a word, just everything so perfectly like that. But the moment I get onto the stage in front of 500 unknown people, when I start to deliver the speech, or when I start to talk in front of these people, I itself, myself, what happens in my brain is, now usually when you go and tell a speech to a crowd, what happens inside your brain, the context that you are trying to deliver is what runs inside your brain. But that doesn't happen for me. What I do is, instead of the context that should be running inside my brain, I have this kind of mentality where I think, okay, I might forget the next line. The context won't be running inside my head. Only my mouth will be, muttering the words. But inside my brain, I will be like, okay, what if I forget the next line? What if I forget the next word? What if I forget my entire speech? So by this mentality itself, I would mess up my whole performance. And I think it's a fear that I caused by myself due to my overthinking. And even now, at this point of my life, I do get this fear, and I think I'm not the only one to have this phobia. So anyway, back to the story what I was telling. I'll tell more about this after this story. And so I practiced day and night, and finally the day came where I had to give my vote of thanks. And to my surprise, there I was delivering my speech in utmost fluency in front of this huge audience. And the point that I'm trying to show you, to tell you is, see, sometimes you don't need anyone's help to overcome your fear. Either it's the nature or it's the universe that put you in a situation like that, and you have no other option rather than doing it. Now, in my case, I could have left the stage in the middle, but that would have been a disrespect to my school. Or I could have even stayed at home due to my stubborn decision. But no way, my parents would have dragged me there onto this stage. Now, do you all understand that sometimes you don't need anyone's help to overcome your fear, but the universe or the nature puts you in a circumstance where you have to deal with them. You have literally no any option. You can't escape from it, because the only option you have is you have to battle against your fear. You have to conquer it. So that's what I told you in the first of this video, in the beginning of the video. You don't have this mindset where you can constantly escape from reality, from your fears, because one day you will have no other option rather than you have to battle against it. But mind you, there was also this time I was once again selected to deliver the vote of thanks, but this time I had an option to stay at home because I was terribly sick, and even my parents wanted me to stay because they were concerned of my health. But at that time I was just so determined to do it whatsoever, and I did not on this stage. What happened was, because I was terribly sick and I didn't have I was having my bed rest, so I didn't get enough time to practice my speech. But even then, I was like so stubborn to go and do this, go and deliver this on the stage. Even though my parents were refusing, but as a child, stubborn child as I was. So what happened on the stage was, literally I forget my entire speech after just one line, and I stood there, completely clueless, till one teacher in the crowd show gestures to just say thank you and leave the stage. So I felt very embarrassed that day, but today I have no regrets, because that was particularly a lesson that I learned, and also I admired the will that I had to do it no matter what. And also I learned something, that if you want to do something, ensure you are in good health. You have to be in a good condition. So the moral that I learned, so each incident, when you battle against your fears, every time you learn something. So what I learned at that time was, if you want to do something, make sure you are perfectly ready for it. So I guess that was the incident which also triggered the fear in me to think that I'd forget things while I'm talking, even though I have perfectly memorized. But now the question is, how did I overcome it? Now see that I realized that I will never live my life if I'm always going to be in my comfort zone. I told you even previously, and I'm even telling you this 1,000 times because you have to get this point inside your head. Life begins when you step outside your comfort zone. So I thought to myself, how much long I'm going to be this coward who is trying to constantly escape reality? I should take risks. I should learn. After all, we all weren't born with a brain that knows each and everything, right? It takes time, it takes patience and constant hard work. So I made a decision. No matter what happens, I'm going to risk it. And the funny thing that I thought then was fears are my risks. But it was completely the opposite. Those fears that I had were actually my teachers that built confidence, that built the strength and the hope in me. And if I'm going to give you a small advice, I would say, consume your fears before they consume you. Fears is just a battle between your brain versus your feelings. Your brain says to do it, but your heart says don't risk your life. And also, like I previously said, some people appear to be confident, so bold at your sight, but they are just bottling their fears inside and not revealing them out, which is a great tactic to survive in this world. And why am I telling this is because the most foolish thing that you can do in this life is that revealing your fears, because in this world where there are many predators waiting to hunt you down, when you reveal your fears, this could be used against you. So a psychological tactic that you can trick your brain to do something that you are afraid is, instead of saying, I'm scared to do this, I'm afraid to do this, I'm nervous, I think I will be a disappointment, try saying, I'm confident, I will do this, I will succeed. You know what's the impact you're making? What's the impact you're making that while you say these two different things? When you constantly repeat in your head that you are scared, you fear that you fail, you are literally manifesting negative energy around you. But when you say the positive things, like I'm going to succeed, I'm not nervous, I'm not scared, I am so happy for this opportunity, I will portray my talent to this world, you are manifesting the positive energy, and this positive energy that you are manifesting will make you succeed. What I actually did was, I actually tricked my mind to think that this is not my fear, but instead this is a great opportunity for me to move on to the next level of my life, to upgrade my life. But in the end, everyone has their own ways of tackling their fears. But my advice is, like, don't run away from your fears. Don't hide from your fears. You have to deal with them till they become no more, fears to you. So that's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed watching my video. Also, tell me in the comment section below if I could improve anything in my voiceover, because I think there are interruptions in my voiceover, so I'm so sorry for that. Anyways, I'll see y'all in my next video. Till then, take care of your health, stay happy, focus on yourself, love yourself. Bye.